G'day everyone, I'm the Red Scar, this is Red Scar Gaming. Today is my 7th draft of Outlaws of Thunder Junction, which admittedly so far I've not been terribly good at. There's nothing jumping out at me as far as why I'm not particularly good at it, but yeah, look, hopefully it's not too obvious and it's just everyone else doesn't go, yeah, because you're an idiot. But let's see what happens. Spire Bluff Canal sort of jumps out at me as far as it's a card I just want. But yeah, look, I'm not that kind of guy. Just grab cards just because they're sort of dollar valuable. Baron Bertram Greywater. I have actually said before that if he's my first pick, I might actually go with him. Though I've got to be a little bit careful. It's basically I have to be able to sacrifice a creature or create tokens. Sorry, just to make sure I got this right. Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, so it can be like, say, food and stuff like that. Create a 1/1 black vampire rogue with lifelink. Sacrifice another creature or artifact, draw a card. So, the theory that I have with Baron Bertram is that if you can play him consistently enough, which is a problem in and of itself, you can probably play basically a sack outlet deck. But look, I've sort of tried it before, and I know it didn't work last time. But let's see if we can do it this time. Nezumi Linebreaker is actually a good way to utilize that, I think, because you can sack him and get a mercenary out of it, so you can, in a sense, sack him twice. There's Black Snag Buzzard is at least the textbook way probably of how I should do this. Though whenever you commit a crime, you may pay 1 if you do. Ooh, yeah, committing a crime is definitely a good way to trigger that, because basically I can, at least all things working out, I can swing with Forsaken Miner. My opponent blocks it with something that's going to kill it and not die, so I sack it. Draw a card, commit a crime, get him back anyway is sort of the ideal way to go. I'm just wondering, do I want to go Black Snag Buzzard instead? No, I don't think I will. I think Forsaken Miner is probably going to be good, sort of regardless of if I got Baron Bertram Greywater out. Mourner's Surprise, remember what that does, from my graveyard to my hand. So yeah, that's also good. Yeah, if I sort of go on, basically return thing from graveyard. What matters in graveyard is good. So yeah, look, Mourner's Surprise, which frankly I don't think it should be called Surprise, but look, that's just me. It's not an instant spell, but maybe I just have to get over it. I think that's the one I have to go with. Inventive Wingsmith, remind me, if I haven't cast a spell from my hand, it has its moments, but I don't think I'm going to plot terribly often. Sheriff of Safe Passage is good if it works, but Rattleback Apothecary I think might be a bit better, simply because it's got Death Touch for a start, and the whole Menace Lifelink bit can be useful for each other creature you control. So far at least I'm going pretty heavy on the creatures, but yeah, and in fact I do want to go heavy on the creatures, don't I? So Sheriff of Safe Passage is probably the way I should go there. Requisition Raid actually is probably the good choice there, partly because I can use it for lots of different purposes. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, or put one tokens on everything. or do a bit of everything there. So I think Requisition Raid is probably what I should do. Target player mills 2 cards. Now I only get that from death triggers, don't I? Or tokens, yeah. So yeah, look, I do have to keep in mind too that I need to create tokens to trigger Baron Bertram Greywater, which, yeah, I do get with Mourner's Surprise, I do get Nezumi Linebreaker. So, yes, but anyway, regardless of how that works, I think Requisition Raid is going to be the card I get. Yeah, so look, I've got to be a little bit careful picking cards just for Baron Bertram Greywater, but it can be good. Wanted Griffin is another creation of a token, and he is flying. I've had some success with him before, but you've got to be a little bit careful. He's a 3/2 flyer for 4 mana. He's certainly not bad, but you do have to be a bit careful. Yeah, I think I'll go Wanted Griffin anyway. So yeah, I suppose I should really keep in mind that this deck is also creating a lot of, what are they called? Mercenary tokens. So I should really keep that in mind. Trick Shot. Yeah, Trick Shot has these moments. Fake Your Own Death might be better. Partly because it's creating a treasure token, and plus I'm getting creature back from graveyard, which, at least on my curve at the moment, I'm going to have a lot of creatures chomp blocking across the game, so that'll probably be a good card to get. Boneyard Desecrator is another way to get me some tokens, plus I can use it as a sack outlet, so Boneyard Desecrator I think is the pick there. Wanted Griffin again. I like Quick Draw. It's very good when used properly. Festering Gulch is cool, but yeah, I think Wanted Griffin's going to be the card I pick here. Though, yes, I should note I'm a bit high on the curve, maybe. Silver Deputy. Yeah, look for a basic land card, could be good. I'll grab Silver Deputy. Look, I don't think I really need it, but let's see what happens. Bridled Bighorn, probably the only thing to go there, and Rodeo Pyromancers, it's a cool spell, but yeah, it's just not going to see play. And Visage Bandit, remind me what that does. Yes. Could be good. Though, yeah, I'll put it in the deck for the moment, but look, don't be at all surprised if I drop it pretty soon. Okay, there's no cards there that are jumping out at me as far as you must do this. Holy Cow is good. Mystical Tether is certainly useful. Thunder Lasso's not even bad. Skullduggery. Skullduggery can be used pretty effectively, though you do have to be a little careful with picking it, because if your opponent has no toughness 1 creatures, then it's essentially just one mana cost to make that small creature ever so slightly less small. So maybe Mine Raider actually. Partly to create that treasure token, and 3/2 trample is not terrible anyway. Remind me Frostfication. Yeah, look, I have lost games to Frostfication, but it's not my favourite card. Let's go with Mine Raider, and I think I'll be grabbing red instead of blue. And partly a better reason why I'd pick Silver Deputy, or keep Silver Deputy rather. Iron Fist Pulverizer. Look, I don't want to be too reliant on red, at least at this stage. Because look, Mind Raider is definitely a good, if not amazing, card for this deck. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I have to remind myself though that I shouldn't just rely on Baron Bertram Greywater. Stagecoach Security. Actually, I'm going pretty wide, aren't I? So maybe I can't pronounce it. Stagecoach Security is a good pick, though remind me what Magda does. Whenever you commit a crime, create a treasure token, another token. Sacrifice 3 treasures. Actually, that's probably the way I should be going. I'm sure I could have picked more cards to create treasure tokens, but I have a few, and I can still pick more. And getting that 4/4 dragon can be very useful. Hollow Marauder. Yeah, I've definitely lost games to that one. It doesn't really trigger along with anything else I've sort of picked so far. But yeah, I got to remember though that I'm not. I shouldn't rely too much on just getting these mercenaries, treasures, all that sort of thing. Fake Your Own Death is probably not a terrible pick. Hollow Marauder though, actually, because I'm going pretty heavy creatures, I should probably go with that just for its own value. I'm a little tentative though, because it is a 4/2. If it was a 3/3, I'd probably definitely pick it. But yeah, it's the 2 toughness that I'm a little concerned about. But let's see how we go. Mourner's Surprise is one that's, and there's another Hollow Marauder. Binding Negotiation, remember what that does is, discard target card. Outlaw Medic is good with the death trigger. What's my curve doing? Yeah, it's all right for the 2 mana. Mourner's Surprise, I might actually go with another copy of that. Partly because with cards like Mourner's Surprise, you can throw the likes of, say, Hollow Marauder as a chump blocker, or a trade for a X4 creature, and still get away with it, sort of thing. So yeah, I think I'll go with that. Fake Your Own Death is good. Reckless Lackey. I've actually had some success with it in Historic of all things, but yeah, more on that later perhaps. Longhorn Sharpshooter I don't think is going to work particularly well with this deck. Abraded Bluffs though may be the card I want. There's not much else as far as as far as other things I want to go. Look, Reckless Lackey is good because I get to draw a card, create a treasure token. Yeah, actually, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I maybe should go with Reckless Lackey. I just don't want to rely too much on red at this stage. Not that it's like bad synergy or anything, but I do want to be a little bit careful on going a 3rd color just because there's the odd card available. And partly because Fake Your Own Death is still good, and I can generate the treasure token in the same way. So look, I think I'll go Fake Your Own Death. Yeah, of the 2, because it can be used as a combat trick and can get stuff back, plus the treasure token, so I think I'll go with that. Fling's good. Mirage Mesa is passable if you really need it, but I don't think I really need it. Deals damage to that player equal to the number of non-creature spells they've cast this turn, so Mage Bane Lizard. Actually, sorry, the thought just occurred to me. Mage Bane Lizard will probably see a bit more standard play when I forget the name of the set, but yeah, the new Disney-inspired Squirrels and Rats set. Excuse my stupidity for a moment, but anyway, I think he'll see a lot more play when that set comes in standard, because they've got basically a prowess theme going on in some stage. Fling, look, I don't think I'll get great use of Fling, because I haven't got, while I've got some good creatures, I just don't think 2 mana is going to be enough to do some damage. So I might actually go Trick Shot, because it is essentially destroy 2 creatures. Sure, one of them has to be small, but yeah, and it is 5 mana, but it's still not bad. So I think I'll go with Trick Shot. And look, I can always drop it if I really need to. There's another Requisition Raid, which I do like the idea of a second even. Take for a ride. Maybe. Overzealous Muscle. I have had a fair bit of success with, actually. And at least so far, I am a bit lacking in the just big dumb creature. Yeah, though, Boneyard Desecrator is not bad. Look, I could go Overzealous Muscle. Requisition Raid is certainly a card I like, but I'm just thinking, do I want to go 2? Look, I've still got a fair few creatures, so look, I may as well go the Requisition Raid, I think. Nothing jumping out at me there. Heartless Pillage, maybe. I've had some success with the Rise of the Varmints, but yeah, not in these colours. Armored Armadillo can actually be a pretty good way of spending that extra 4 mana that you got lying around. Plus, I suppose, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think that if the game goes for too long. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I think that if the game goes for a bit longer than I'm expecting it to, Armored Armadillo could be a good card to have. Look, I'll pick it for now, because look, out of all of that, I don't think there's anything else I really need to go with. Frostification in a similar fashion. Yeah, I'll pick Frostification, but yeah, as I sort of said before, I think I'll drop it pretty soon. In fact, let's drop it now and I can always pick it up later. Silver Deputy. Yeah, Silver Deputy, look, it's not perfect, but yeah, out of everything else there, it's probably the best sort of card. I'm a big fan of Dance with Tumbleweeds, but yeah, I'm just not playing green. So Silver Deputy, I think, is the best pick out of that, though I won't be surprised if I drop it. Hindering Light, yeah, that's a cool card. May as well go with that. Not the right colours, but hey. Outlaw Medic is probably the card I want there, partly just because has a good death trigger and it's a defensive card, but that's right. And Abraded Bluffs, I'm glad I've got that. Yeah, if I end up going, yeah, there's Flank. I think it's sideboard, but anyway. Yeah, Abraded Bluffs will be of some use to me, I think. Roxanne is a cool card, though I just don't think I'm going to get it this time. Shoot the Sheriff. Yeah, it's a very good card, but you just have to be a bit careful that if, I think it was draft 2 or something, I think it was even 3 copies of Shoot the Sheriff in my hand at the time, but my opponent was playing Outlaws, so it was basically useless. Mine Raider, yeah, I think Shoot the Sheriff is probably the way to go, though, especially if I've only got the 1, because I don't mind, missing it occasionally. At Knife Point... at Knife Point can actually be good. You sort of got to want to play the long game a bit, but I think I'll at least risk it. Yeah, I think I'll go at Knife Point. Nezumi Linebreaker might actually be a good way to go there. Good with the whole chump blocking thing. Rustler Rampage is, yeah, pretty much... it can be a win condition in the right circumstances, but I just don't think I'm going to be tall enough to use it terribly effectively. So I might go Nezumi Linebreaker. Remember what Thunder Salvo does. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be casting enough spells. So yeah, Nezumi Linebreaker, I think, is my pick there. And there's another Baron Bertram Greywater, which I definitely want. Mainly just to verify that I've picked the right cards. Consuming Ashes. Now that's a card that I probably need. Though Furlong Flats is not bad. Look, exile target creature though is very useful. And it's not too bad from the curve at the moment, so I think I'll go with Consuming Ashes. If I get another chance to get Forlorn Flats, I will, but yeah, I won't hold my breath for it. There's another Consuming Ashes, so I think I'll grab a second one. Fake Your Own Death is probably the pick there. Hellspur Brute's not a terrible idea, actually, because I'm going to have a fair few Outlaws. Remind me, Outlaws are Assassin, Mercenary, Pirate, Rogue, or Warlock. I think I'll mainly have the Mercenary bit. Yeah, maybe. Though, yeah, I want to be a bit careful of leaning too much on red, so I think I'll go Fake Your Own Death. And just having a quick look at that, I think I might drop Trick Shot, because I did pick up a few removal cards then. At Knife Point is still going to be useful, so I'll go with that. Yeah, Overzealous Muscle, I think, is just going to be that big dumb creature I need occasionally. Mourner's Surprise, though I might end up dropping at least one of them. Frostification is probably the pick I want, though Rustler Rampage, as I said, can be a win condition. Yeah, you got to have it in the right circumstance. Look, I'll grab it and sideboard it, I think, is what I'll be doing. Conduit Pylons. Actually, did I not get the option of picking that before? Anyway, Conduit Pylons is good. ETB of 1 is useful. It's certainly not going to win you the game, but it's good to have at least one, I reckon. Steer Clear is also good. It's a little removal spell. Get my opponent